there's something inside the mind that has grabbed hold of you and won't let you go. So you can't go back. That's a transformation. You cannot go back to anything, the life it was before you came here. And that's a transformation. You cannot go back. How on earth do the tools that you use to create the world that you want, how does that translate into creating a world that works for everyone? It works because we are thinking into one mind, one universal mind. And then what we think in our own minds goes into that one universal mind, and it goes viral. Now you all know what that means. You know that whoever invented the internet, whoever invented Facebook and Twitter and all of these things that we use every day, and some of us use them and we don't even think about them. And we talk about, oh, it went viral on YouTube. It all began with one thought. Someone had a thought, a creative thought, and all thought is creative. It began with a thought. And so now we have the internet. Can any of you imagine life without the internet? Some of us would like to. No, I don't think so. Even if we don't want to spend a lot of time on the internet, that's how I work. I do a major part of my work on the internet because I'm reading a book and I come up to a word. Instead of going and looking for my dictionary, I go to the internet and look it up because the internet is as near to me as my telephone. So can you imagine a life without the internet? No. But because of the internet, we are closer than we ever thought we would be. And this is what it means by going viral. And this is how we can create a world that works for everyone. Because we use the internet. We use the one mind. When we're thinking into one mind. The universal mind that is God. You all know, if you've listened to me long enough, that I love silly, sentimental love stories. And I especially love the stories that come on the air at Christmas time, especially through Hallmark. They are, some of them are kind of silly. But even with the silliest ones, there is a subtle message. And the message is transformation. There's one particular story that I like, and I've watched bits and pieces of it several times, and I think about it and think, well, why do I watch this? I've seen it before, I know how it's going to end, I know everything. I could, recite it chapter and verse, but we're about to find out if I can. It's a story of a young single mother. And being a young single mother, she wants to give her son the best life she possibly can. And of course that means lots of toys at Christmas time. That means lots of stuff at Christmas time. And that means a lot of stress for her at Christmas time because besides her son, she also has a demanding career and a lot of bills. And all of the things that go along with being a single mother with a career. And so she's lithely going along this Christmas evening, doing everything she's always done, putting up the fake tree and all the decorations in the house and going crazy trying to figure out where she's going to get this one thing that her son wants the most from Santa Claus. Doing the things that she has to do for her job. And right in the midst of all of this loving chaos comes a young man. A stranger to her, that gets interjected into her life. And he's telling her everything she's doing wrong, and of course she resents it. Wouldn't you resent it, someone coming into your life, a strange person that you're giving a room to overnight because your uncle met him and liked him, and your uncle's coming to visit and he wants the man to come with him? Wouldn't you resent this strange person telling you that you are living your life wrong? This is not the way you should be doing your life, and especially Christmas. So there's this struggle between the two of them. as he's trying to show her an easier way to live. And she's going on about what she does. The woman is a symbol of our souls yearning for something. And to going about it in all the wrong ways. The woman is a symbol of our egos getting the upper hand and telling us that all the material things, the great career and the possibility of what all the career can bring and all of these different things, the ego is telling us this is the way life is, this is the best way to live life, this is what you want. And the young man is a symbol of our soul's yearning for peace and love and harmony. And so when the woman begins to realize that it is all that this young man offers that she wants, rather than the trappings of success over here, and she begins to realize this is what she wants, and she starts to go after it. She almost lets it slip through her fingers, but she doesn't. This is a transformation. When she realized that all that she thought was what she wanted was causing her a lot of stress and unhappiness. And she realized that what she wanted was hers for the taking. And so she let go of the material things. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with having material things. There's nothing wrong with it. What happens is when that becomes our entire life, when it drives our days, till we have no time left for peace. We have no time left for solitude. We have no time left for just a few minutes of quiet in our days. That's when we need to look at our lives. And so this is how the woman made the transformation. She began to realize what was really important and let go of the things that were pulling her apart, pulling her away from what her soul wanted. This is how we make a new world. It is the transformation of our consciousness. The woman's name was Jennifer. And Jennifer is a symbol for our contracted consciousness. And by contracted, I mean simply it is stagnant. It's pursuing material things at the expense of our souls. It's at the expense of our spiritual side. And the young man is a symbol of an expanded consciousness. And it is through the expanded consciousness that we begin to make a change in our own lives. We begin to see that there's more to life than this narrow road that we've been walking. We begin to see that there's more to Christmas than the packages under the tree. There's more to Christmas, and that more is an expanded consciousness of love and goodwill and peace. So when we begin to realize this and can let go of the material and begin to get a glimmer and grasp, we don't even have to grasp. All we have to do is open ourselves to love. Open ourselves to peace. And this is how we begin to make a world that works for everyone. A world that works for you first. This is how we make a world that is new. And this is the opportunity we have at this time of the year to let go of the old and to make a new. And how we have an expanded consciousness is this. First, we want to learn to see the big picture. All Jennifer could see was the little picture of, I've got to do this and this and this, because I need this. I need what my career can bring to take care of my son, to take care of my obligations. And all she could see was this. And so as she began to see the big picture and began to see that there was more to life than pursuing a career and all the material things, her consciousness began to expand. Live for meaning, not just for things. Live for meaning. What's the meaning of your life? I'm not talking about this great big meaning that you were born for. The meaning for your life is simply to live and to love, to be the peace that we all claim we want. Value yourself, both your higher case self and your lower case self. How many of us devalue ourselves? We devalue ourselves in very many and subtle ways often. We devalue ourselves when we put ourselves last, when we think, oh, I don't have time to just sit and enjoy the quiet, or I don't have time. Whatever you're saying I don't have time for, you're devaluing yourself. So learn to value yourself. Get a larger vision for your life. So many of us, especially at a certain time in our lives, we begin to think, well, I've done it all. There's nothing else I want to do. How am I going to make my dreams come true? Get a larger vision for your life. You weren't meant to live in a life of littleness. You were meant to live large. And to live large, you have to have a large vision. So get one. A little plug here for the class, the visioning class. You'll learn how to get a bit larger vision for your life there. Question your core beliefs. And I'm going to tell you something. If you start to question your core beliefs, life can get really scary. So get prepared for it. When I began to question my core beliefs, I don't know how many years ago now, my life changed. My life didn't just change, my life transformed. And it has been for the better, but at the time it was pretty rocky. So when I tell you to question your core beliefs, get ready. Get ready for a roller coaster, because it can take you on one. But you're never going to have the kind of life that you want to have until you start to question, is this something I truly believe? Or is this a carryover from my childhood? Or is it even a carryover from a previous younger life, not just your childhood, but as you grow up? Are the beliefs that you have yours? Or have you adopted society's beliefs as your own? Have faith. Have faith in God, but also have faith in the process. Because inner growth and expanding consciousness is a process. And it doesn't happen overnight. It is a growing thing. And so have faith that you are in the form of transformation, even if you think you're not. Have faith in the process. And then walk your talk. Because if you're talking you're saying one thing and you're doing something else, your life is going to reflect it. Your life is not going to be the smooth path that you want it to be. You're not going to have the inner harmony that you want if you're not walking your talk. And face your fears. We hear Dennis talk about fear to faith. But before you can have the faith, you have to face your fears. And you have to face them down. You have to know that whatever you're fearing, whatever you're afraid of, is nothing. It's really nothing in the grand scheme of things. But we have to first of all face those fears and to know that we have nothing to be afraid of. And we have nothing to be afraid of because we're always held in the arms of the divine. And all we have to do is acknowledge it. The way to create a world that works for everyone, the way to make a new world, expand your consciousness and let go of anything that isn't working for you now. Let go of it. Don't hang on to it. Just let it all go.